Right, okay. Welcome to my channel. If you've not been on it before, my name's Steve Durand. I go under the name Boris Banko for the purposes of growing my channel and helping people out. What I've done, I've made a transition from Golf Clash over to Ultimate Golf, and I'm not as good as some players in the game, but what I'm going to show you is the methods I'm going to use to try and become a better player. I've got a few friends who play Ultimate Golf at a very high level, who I'm got a couple of tips from, but I've not. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to sort of figure out myself how to play the game, and I just wanted to share what I'm doing, whether it's right or whether it's wrong. What I wanted to share with you is the methodology. So this is a shot that I've just recorded in tournament play. So basically I'm setting up a drive, and what I'm doing here, I'm just on the camera roll. I'm not actually in game. I've recorded it and now I'm on my camera roll on my iPad. So you can see, I'm just going to rewind to the beginning, and I'm just going to, can you see the lines on the fairway? Right, so I'm counting 1, 2, 3, right? So I know that I'll show you, that's the first light fairway line, that's the second, and that's the third. So I'm setting up on the right side of the third fairway line. So then I've got wind blowing from the right to the left, so you can see the wind arrow. So the wind is going to push me over that way. So I mean, this is pretty basic stuff, everyone knows this, I guess. But what I wanted to show you is what I'm now going to do, because I'm using the Outlaw driver, level 2. I want to know, how do I measure that wind effect? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate the screen. My good friend Jimmy Banger assures me that the lower level clubs play at 2 to 1. So I am taking the wind and I'm dividing it by 2. So I'm going to play about 3.2, and I'm looking at here, the center, to 3.2 here. So I'm looking at this little shadow here. That's where I'm going to adjust to. I know that you can get sort of grid lines like this that you can line up, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to look at this tree shadow here. I'm going to try and adjust 3.2 rings, which I will do. Now ignore the fact that I actually I hit great on this. Now what I wanted to do was hit the ultimate shot, get it perfect, but I was being put off by these sort of flying balls. But what I then need to do is go back and watch the replay and see where that ball actually lands. So what I would then do is go back into the game replay and watch that and see if I land at the correct position, which is, if you remember, there, 1, 2, 3 fairway lines. So I adjusted to over here somewhere. So then I'll go back and watch the replay and check to see if I actually landed on the third line. So I then came to the approach shot. So I'm looking at a maximum distance. Now the first thing to do, you can just guess, but the first thing to do is sort of gauge where I am relative to this fringe line, and I'm just past the fringe line. So I know that I'm at maximum club because I'm right at the point where it's going to change up to the next club, and that is right after the fringe line. So I'm going to make the requisite adjustment, which I'm going to go 2 to 1. So 6.3 wind. First thing I'm going to do is press the swing button, and it looks to me to be slightly uphill, which I think is going to throw that ball up in the air and push it a little bit further. So I'm going to look at 6.3 wind divided by 2. I'm going to go 3.2. So I'm going to adjust to this point here, right, 3.2 rings. Trying to find a reference point, so I actually use this little ball in the corner. You'll see that I'm just using the corner of that ball. So I'm going to move 3.2 rings, and whether I miss the shot or come close or don't come close, that's not what I'm interested in. I do hit great, but I don't suppose that matters too much. What I'm looking for is that. So I want to see how far away from the fringe I am. Now that tells me that I've massively under adjusted, because I was set up right around sort of here, which was just past the fringe. So I know now with that club, I mean, we can watch and see where it goes. So that's gone way too far. So if I had adjusted properly, I'm reasonably sure that would have finished very close to the hole. I know I did it a great ball, but from there to there, I've under adjusted massively, and I believe it's because, like I said before, I think the 2-to-1 rule is about right, but because when I press the swing button, you can see that this is sort of uphill compared to where I'm lying, or I'm guessing it is. So that is then going to throw the trajectory really high up in the air, whereas if you was downhill, you would get a sort of trajectory like that where you'd get less wind effect. So next time I've got an uphill shot with the short iron, with this particular short iron that I'm using, which is the Iron Eagle level 1, I know that I need to go a little bit more than 2-to-1. So I will possibly add 20-30% onto that. So 6.3 divide by 2 with the 2-to-1 rule, that would be 3.2, and then I'm going to add 20% onto that, so around about 3.8, 3.94 rings. So that's just a little bit of my thinking, and I am going to get better at this game, and I am going to compete at a reasonably high level, fairly sure of that, because I am pretty good at sort of progressing and breaking things down. So yeah, that's just a little video on the methodology of how I'm going to be approaching things. It's analytical, not just accepting what you've done wrong, but going back and watching the shot. Now I could have just left that and gone on, played the next shot and forgot about it, but now I'm thinking it over, and I'm thinking, why did it go wrong? What can I change for next time? And I'm an engineer for a living, and that's basically problem solving is what I do. It's what I've always done. So basically I'm looking at that landing point. I know that's too far, so now I'll go back, I'll look at the reason why it was too far, and next time it gives me an idea of how many rings to adjust with that particular club. So I made this video not for high level players. There's a lot of better players out there than me. Hopefully for newer players, if you come across my channel, please give me a like and a subscribe. Hit me up on Messenger if you want to discuss anything. But yeah, more for the methodology rather than the quality of the shot. The methodology of how I am going to approach the game, and believe I will get better at the game. So yeah, thanks for watching this video, and I will be making more videos like this that will progress in terms of technicality and my own ability. So yeah, thank you very much. I'll see you at the next video.